Good morning, YouTubers. This is Dave Funk here. And I just keep listening to this recent Steve Quayle video over and over again. It's about Genesis Giants returning, part 1 and part 2. There's talking to this gentleman who is of Israeli descent. But the important thing is this, you know, when you listen to a couple things over and over again and you start getting the gist of it. On my last video, I was talking about how this guy had seen one of the original manuscripts, scrolls from the Dead Sea on the Book of Enoch. Okay, guys, you know, I think one thing that we need to realize is this: we've got to come to an understanding that there are powers, principalities, people in government and high places that absolutely want to deceive us. It is like the enemy has thought ahead of time. There was something that was going to expose him and expose his plans and expose all of that, and he had to destroy it, limit its exposure to people who would who would dig in and find out what's going on and begin to spread that news. And basically what's happening is, as people are, number one, becoming aware of the degree of dumbed downness, number two, watching the world events transpire, they're saying, you know what, we need to get a handle on this, we need to get a handle on the truth, and we need to, at this point, there's not really a lot of people are going to be destroyed because of their lack of knowledge. And I use the word destroy in a very, that's putting it lightly, okay? If you look at a person who is bringing to light some information that would be critical, if they're like most of the people that we know in society, a lot of them are just doing it for the money, for the fame, so that they can, you know, get themselves acknowledged or whatever. And then there are those who do it, say, you know, because their consciences are bothering them, or they say, you know, this truth must be brought out because it is of the very dangerous nature that it holds if it's not brought out, if it's not exposed. And the amount of people, you know, it's kind of like, you know, hey, anthrax is in a water supply. People need to know stuff like this. Well, I'm going to tell you something. There is a spiritual anthrax that has been exposed for thousands and thousands of years. And that secret, that deadly secret, is the secret of what the enemy plans to do. And it all goes according with the Book of Enoch. The giants are going to return, hands down. I'm listening to, like I said, I was listening to Steve Quayle. He talks about some of these guys. I don't know if you've heard of the Kandar Giant, but special military operation was operating in Afghanistan. They came across the giant. There's many people within that squad, that military organization that came forth. They didn't identify themselves, but their stories, there was no flaws in them. The C-130 crew member said that he remembers the pallet that they put this thing on. They confiscated the pictures, cameras of the GI guys, and said, hey, you know, we're not, you know, we can't be having this out. You gotta wonder why they can't have it out. And the reason being, with all the genetic altercations, genetic manipulation, which is what happened in Genesis chapter 6, the quest for a super soldier, how the governments of the world just want to take over. There are some secrets. Let's look at CERN. My understanding is that when they went into Iraq, there was certain technology that existed thousands of years ago, certain DNA that these guys were after. This is not, you know, all these wars there have been orchestrated, guys. All this stuff is orchestrated, and they're trying to make us believe, and to some degree, that it was some kind of a humanitarian operation. But you know what? We need to look deeper into what this is really about and understand that, you know what? Satan is not like us. He's had thousands of years to think. His end game doesn't happen within, what our lifespan would be, a 70 to 80 year thing. He is an eternal being, so he can project and think on an eternal time plan. Okay? He can think like this, all right? Whereas we cannot. We can't fathom. It's like, oh my gosh. Me and you, we don't really think much past retirement. That's not the way he is, okay? He's an eternal being that thinks in the realms of revenge, how much damage I can do to God. He comes to steal, lie, destroy. Big thing here is lie that we're talking about today, and his lies are good. They're the best lies, the best cover-up, the best organization to keep his secrets that you have ever encountered. We watch these things like Mission Impossible, stuff like that, and we think about the plans, the plots. Guys, it's so much further, so much in depth than you could possibly imagine. And what happens is we're limited by this, and we're limited by this. You have natural eyes. You cannot see the supernatural. You cannot see the plots of the supernatural. But with God and prayer, he will lead you to people. He will put things in front of your path. But you know what? The Bible, it talks about, being as wise as a serpent, which means if you're going to be like that, you've got to get in and dig. You've got to understand. You have to get beyond your earthly understanding. Quit thinking inside the box of, hey, I'm only going to live maybe 70, 80 years. I'm going to retire. You know what, guys? Lose it. Just lose it. Your 401ks, you know what? Oh, that's a nice idea. You know what? If in reality it went past into the eternal, it's not going to. It's not going to. Okay? So, you know what? There are people who are risking their lives. They're not going to get famous and make a lot of money for giving you these stories of giants and secret things happening with CERN and stuff like this. They're risking their lives. They're not doing it for fame. They're doing it because, they have a general sense of an urgency, of a danger. And this is all coming down. You can believe it or not. I got people I know, man, it's like, I think that's far-fetched. Okay, you know what? Again, I believe, there's stupidity. And it's, the Bible says that the fool in his heart has said that there is no God. How much more after God he's trying to warn his people, man. He's trying to warn people. This is going down. This is going down. And people are like, we need to wake up. This is transpiring faster. God is patient. But you know what? He's only patient to a degree. I pray that you will listen to these words, investigate. Look up guys like L.A. Marzulli, Steve Quayle, Tom Horn, people like this who have dug for 40 years and more. God bless you.